I love seeing that waiting screen. I love seeing Dane rush around trying to clean up after us. And I hope you guys do too. It's Q&A Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Are we going to have a good time?
I know. So Dane Hennon may have been able to join us today.
He landed last night.
From his European vacation, where he got to go to Oktoberfest, but he also got to go to Paris and enjoy some of the finest cheeses and breads. And
his trip looked like it was mostly just Paris and Germany.
It literally was.
It's just a lot of eating, a lot of enjoyment, a lot of walking.
So he has a little bit of some sniffles, so he decided to stay home just to kind of play it safe with all the traveling and whatnot. He is missed. I do know that next week he's going to be back.
Oh, he's ready. He's like already ready. He's like, Thursday, I'm going to be doing this. We're going to have these kind of trials and events. And
he wanted to bring back a lot of things he learned at Oktoberfest and just bring them here to the rag company. I believe including his lederhosen.
He's got a duffel bag of stuff.
Yeah,
that he wants to bring in. And
he
show
said
us.
Something about me wearing a hat next Thursday and him wearing lederhosen in celebration of Oktoberfest.
You also have your lederhosen, and technically next Thursday would be the last week of Oktoberfest.
How about this? If I can find my lederhosen, I don't know if like my wife put them up in storage or if they're like easily accessible.
Think how great that would be. You guys with your lederhosen and me dressed normal.
I would rock them. But think of the leather smell in here. It'd smell like alcohol and leather.
It'd be fine. It'd smell like a nice podcasting studio.
It would, right? Add a little potpourri to the mix.
Yeah,
So welcome to Q&A Thursday, where we answer your detailing questions, but we like to just kind of hang out, go on a few tangents, obviously have a lot of fun doing what we do, but we are here to help you guys and help the detailing community. So first and foremost, a little bit of housekeeping. Obviously, Dane is out of here, right? Dane is going to be back next week, hopefully. And this week in the Rag Company studio, we're extremely busy, right? We have a lot of video stuff to get done. We're doing some more fun secret product stuff behind the scenes.
Can we just say like what we have in the studio, the vehicle?
We can tell you. We can say there's a vehicle out there.
Yeah. We've got a vehicle in there.
Whose is it?
Oh, it's our old friend Morgan McMurray.
Yeah, it's her BMW M3.
Yeah, so for those of you guys, long listeners, fans of the program, we wanted to bring back a little nostalgia, a little lore back into the this next video series. So we got Morgan's car. So I think you guys are going to be very excited and surprised to see it.
Honestly, it's in much better shape now that we've washed it.
It is.
Yeah, it looks great. Decent transformation. So we've been out there shooting videos, and we've been staying busy on that front. And then also SEMA preparation has begun.
Yep.
And so we are doing our mock-up booth build here in the building next door, getting that going. We have, I think, new business cards on the way. We have our outfits.
Yeah,
our costumes.
I already had to change sizes on them because one was a very large dress.
Mine was larger.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked it because, I just don't want to be tight. We had one year where our SEMA shirts were a little tight.
Yeah.
And they were just a little bit too revealing.
Yeah. No, I went, one was fine in an extra large. The other one I had to size down. It was too big.
Gotcha. So, are they both different?
Yeah, they're different shirts, different sizes.
Oh.
So you may have to go try on a shirt after this show.
I didn't know that. I didn't know there were two different ones. So, anyways.
And they're different from last year's. Completely different manufacturers.
So SEMA stuff is underway. We're getting that going. Obviously, we have a couple new product reveals that are going to be coming out here within the next several weeks. Actually, several weeks is what it's going to be. One of them being something I think you guys are going to be really excited for. Let's just say it's a... Yeah, I don't know. I can't say anything, actually.
No, we got a couple brands. We're pretty excited to have them, back in action here. And so we've got that to look forward to. We've got our Halloween sale coming up that everybody looks forward to, right? Spooky. They love that stuff. They love the spooky vibes. They want to know what's going to happen this time. Yeah. What are you guys doing this year? You're just going to have to be patient. You're just going to have to wait and see. But one thing we can do is, Nick, head on over to theragcompany.com, pull up the events calendar so we can just do a little refresh and show everybody what's coming up because we've been working on it. Oh my gosh, the LHR Mark V is hit. It's landed.
Yeah, we probably actually should talk about that. We should
probably talk about that. But first, we're going to... we'll go back. That's fine. LHR Mark V. Thank you, Nick. That's right. You guys can pick this tool up. I will tell you. I got to use it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I need to have one. How much are they, Nick? Ooh, $525 for a 15. That's actually not bad. That's exactly what I was.
In the first,
that was what I was thinking.
It'll pay for itself in the first paint correction.
Yeah. Here's the beauty of that tool. When I got my first Rupes in December of 2012, that was the first long throw dual action I'd ever used, and it changed my life. And I haven't had that feeling of utilizing a totally different tool until I utilized this LHR Mark V.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my gosh, the gods were speaking to me.
So, because 4 is a unlucky number.
Yeah.
In Italy, apparently.
Yeah.
So that's why they did not want to come up with
a Mark III to a Mark V.
They went from a Mark III to a Mark V because I guess 4 is unlucky, which is fine. And the 5, just to kind of, we don't have our video out on it yet, but just to kind of give you a little bit behind the scenes of kind of what it feels like, what it, what the difference is. So power-wise, it feels like it's more powerful, but I do believe that the backing plate is also a freer spinning backing plate because
it's got a lower center of gravity.
So the same backing plate that you're going to find on the LHR models, right? But now you're going to have that nice power that you would get from the corded machine. But the other big difference, though, too, is that the motor is significantly, I can't say quieter.
It is. The volume's down because of the polymonosthetic silicon gear
set, right?
Yeah, I say it really well in the video.
You call it a plastic gear set, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, basically, the noise levels are down immensely. And you know how, we call it like the Rupes rattle. You know how after you have a Rupes that's run for quite a long time, you kind of start to hear that like rattling noise in the background, right? This does not have that. And this is just a much more manageable
it's quieter,
tone.
Smoother, more powerful, and lighter.
Yeah.
Much lighter.
Dude, it's a perfect upgrade for people who, have been running their Mark IIs, Mark IIIs to death, and they've been looking for a great corded solution. This is definitely going to be the one for you. And so if you want to go cordless, go with the HLR. It's an amazing machine. It's phenomenal. But if you like not cutting the cord and you want to stick with the quote unquote reliability of a corded machine,
or you're just part of that, you still just have that muscle memory throwing the cord over your shoulder,
then the Mark V is going to be the one to get. And so obviously with the 15 and the 21,
it's a cheaper price point than the battery powered ones.
It is, so you're saving a couple $100.
Great bargain.
And this is probably more in line with a lot of you guys watching as far as being a great machine to get into or to upgrade to. And it's a Rupes, man. It's going to last you years and years. You're going to be able to put it through a ringer. And then the other thing is that, these are the types of things that pay for themselves in the first, detail or two. And you should absolutely be, just taking that into account, right? When people stress about, how will I pay for this, right? Even if you're a hobbyist, go detail somebody's car on the weekend. Go do a detail, do a paint correction, do a coating. It'll pay for the machine. And then from there on, it's free to use.
Yeah. Simple, easy. All right, back up to events, so you guys can see what we got going on, because we got a lot coming down the pike, so to speak. So October 3rd and 4th, we have a Rupes training class happening at MVP Detail Supply.
Get your hands on the Mark V.
You can get your hands on the Mark V. You can play around. You can take the class, learn from one of the Rupes instructors, as well as receive $150 credit towards the price of a new machine. So that's super cool. So not only do you get to the training, but you also get a discount on a new machine. Then the following weekend, October 12th, we got KCX Education Day. Again, it's going to be happening here at the Rag Company as well as MVP Detail Supply. We're going to be doing kind of a hybrid. We're going to be bringing people over here to the studio. So if you want to check out the studio, you can. We're going to wash a car in the wash bay. We're going to show off all the different soaps and products and how they work. And then we are going to take everybody over to MVP Detail Supply, and you'll be able to purchase and buy some stuff at a great discounted rate. We're also going to have lots of giveaways. Jason is planning on bringing a ton of giveaways to give out, all kinds of fun stuff. Then October 18th, for those of you wondering and want to do IDA certification, CDSV is happening here at the Rag Company, but it is over at MVP Detail Supply. We're going to be hosting it all day Friday, the 18th. It's part of Global SV Day. So we're going to be having a lot of fun there doing stuff. That starts that Friday. And then Saturday, we're having October 19th, we're having the MVP Distributing 1-year anniversary party. And that means we've got prizes. We're going to be giving away prizes on the hour, every hour, as well as a bunch of cool stuff that we're going to be, handing out, giving away. It's going to be awesome. You're not going to want to miss it.
Is it a pizza party?
I don't know if it's a pizza. We're talked about getting some smoked meats as well as a coffee truck.
I love the combination of both those things. Nothing like eating a few pounds of smoked meat and then topping that off with a nice espresso.
Exactly. That's the way you're supposed to live.
I think my stomach will do well with that.
I think it'll be fine. It won't be a problem. But we're doing all of that happening that Saturday. So come celebrate the 1 year anniversary of MVP. And then that next week, right into it, we've got the Avery Dennison Supreme Rap class that's happening here in the studio at the Rag Company. You can go on their website. You can click the link right here to sign up. It's about $1,000. But Anthony, what do you get?
You do get, Levi, a free roll of wrap, right, of your choice from Avery Dennison. Any color. And you also get an assortment of squeegees and knives and a belt. And you get kind of everything you need to get started with wrapping, obviously, including the educational training, right?
Yeah, so 2-day class.
You're going to take the class. You're going to wear your fancy belt. It's kind of like going to an adult version of like a Home Depot workshop on a Saturday morning.
Yeah. You get to learn. You get to do some hands-on stuff. 2 days of it. You can even pull in your own car and wrap something on it if you want.
Oh yeah, they actually totally suggest doing that if you have one. And so it's a really fun time. It's always a success, and so we hope that many of you are able to sign up if you're local or even want to travel.
So we have that happening the 21st and 22nd, and then the 23rd is for trainers or actual not certified. It's the certified training. So for those of you that are already installers and have done this, you can sign up to be certified by Avery Dennison, and that is a testing day only. So the class is 2 days, and then the exam is on the last day. So we usually we'll have 15 or 20 students for the training class, and then we'll have like 2-3 people certifying. So it is a big deal to host a certification event. And rounding out the end of the month, beginning of the month, we'll be at SEMA. As always, guys, you can come by, hang out, see the booth, check us out. We'll be in the West Hall. It's going to be a blast. So, that's it. We got a busy month. So for those of you that may be looking for hey, man, I need to get away for the weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, come on up to Boise. We got events almost every weekend in October.
You
can come hang out, visit.
Yeah.
We got
lay low with us.
Yeah, we got the Rupes event. We got the KCX event. The Rupes event, like I said, higher price, but you get a discount on a polisher.
Yep.
KCX event is $30. That's the upfront cost. Just $30 covers the coffee and the pizza or whatever we're gonna have, snacks.
Donuts,
yeah, and then the open house is free the following weekend, the party.
Yep.
And there's gonna be prizes and all kinds of stuff. So I mean, what better way? Come on down to the Rag Company and spend October with us, the spookiest of all months. And then, of course, we'll be having our sale and all that stuff going on. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. All right.
Puerto Rico, first, Humberto says, hello, TRC team.
What's up, dude?
And then jumping into some of these other comments here. We got Levi on the he's the DJ for this one. And Dan Pfeiffer says, good afternoon. Word up from a beautiful, sunny, and warm Minnesota, USA. Enjoy it while you can, Dan, because Minnesota will not always be warm. Happy Friday Eve to the entire TRC gang. Looking forward to the Q&A. I believe that's what it said. Tamara Chase saying hello. And then...
Hold on, they're moving now. Everybody's now commenting because we've started talking. David Boyce.
Is Dane back from Japan yet? He is not back yet. He did not go to Japan, David. I think he wishes he went to Japan. I kind of wish he went to Japan because I would love to see him bring back some of that culture, some of that JDM culture to the office here, whether it's in the form of treats, candies, maybe even like fashion, right?
Yeah. He's like a salary man. He wears suits to the office now and drinks sake.
And he started smoking cigarettes too, which was also kind of weird.
Or he comes wearing like the outfit that the sumos wear, like the robe and all that stuff.
Yeah, he wear a komodo or whatever he wants to do. Hans Closen says, hello, fellow towel hoarders. What's up? What's going on, Hans? Good to see you here in the chat. Quality Touch says, maybe a dumb question regarding washing rags after pre-soaking. Are you wringing out, then placing the washer? No. I grab them. I mean, I'm not going to like drip them all over the floor, but I'll grab them, kind of squeeze them a little bit, and then they go straight into the washer.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it. Someone's saying, personally do. G. Davis, in this time of influencer-free agency turmoil, can we now expect a reboot of the return of Dane and Anthony Media? The damn channel.
The damn podcast. We never actually did not even an episode of that. We never actually did anything. It was an idea, but I do think a damn podcast would be pretty fun. And I don't even know. I don't know though. Free agents. There's a lot of free agents. I think there's a lot of podcast people looking for new outlets right nowadays. Quality Touch says, "Oh, thanks guys. It do be a lot of water. LOL." It's yeah.
Joey Belinsky forgetting that it was Thursday. What a treat, he says. I've got a lot of new to me PNS goodies showing up today. Stoked.
Oh, Joey, enjoy yourself, right? Nothing like enjoying yourself with a few boxes of PNS.
Joey, did we tell you that we're going to be at, Anthony and I are going to be at Disneyland at the same time?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, we didn't. Should we have a TRC meetup at Disney, downtown Disney?
Yeah, we might have to do that.
Meet up with us and
come see us.
Maybe I'll run into who did I run?
Run into Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt, dude. Can you believe that?
It's crazy.
Can you believe that? Like everybody says that Anthony, you kind of look like Patton Oswalt, right?
Mm-hmm. And then you ran into him.
It'd be nuts to run into him, and then me and him just happen to be looking at the same, whatever it is, Disney art.
You had good taste in art is what you can think.
And he's talking to my daughter. We're joking around. I look up and I realize, I'm like, man, that guy looks super familiar. I don't know where that guy's from. And then, then it hit me and I go, holy crap, dude. Nuts. G. Davis says, Hans Closen, the one and only.
And then, here we go. Neil White saying, good afternoon from soon to be destroyed Hurricane Helene, Atlanta. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We woke up in the middle of a hurricane once when we were in Atlanta. It scared us.
What did we?
Remember that? That was a hurricane warning.
Oh, was that?
I didn't know remember we were in the Walmart and it was torrential downpour and we were like, this roof's going to come off.
I remember that. That was a long time ago. Dan Pfeiffer saying Hans, and then we got Hans saying Dan the man.
And then Dane.
Oh my gosh. Dane says, hey y'all, I feel like a reheated trash. Right? I feel like reheated trash. Reheated trash, but I'm what the heck?
I'm back in the land of potatoes again. But Dane, they had potatoes in Germany.
Dane, we're glad to have you back here in your home turf on the house on Hennen Hill. Let me know if there's been any seances while you were gone, right? You know,
more plants have sprung.
Was there anything?
They look like humans. It's very strange.
Just kind of crazy what happens in the back of his place there, right?
Yeah.
Dan Pfeiffer says, Dane got back last night and is too soft to show up for work today. Come on, man.
And Dane dropping some pounds. For what it's worth, I lost 10 pounds on this trip. Attaboy, Dane. I think it's worth a little clap there. Appreciate it.
It is worth a clap. Even with all the beer.
Yep. And then G. Davis, I saw a video of Dane goose stepping in the fossil land, not realizing it was actually an ad for his invasive German cologne called the
Fury. Holy crap, dude. Holy crap. Yeah. That's hilarious, man.
Dane says, Dan, believe me, it's a lot more than just a sniffle, lol. Hans says, have to send you a sneak peek. And then Ricky Cologne with a smell of alcohol and leather, no comment.
Yes.
And then Joey Belinsky saying, secret products, let's go. And then Hans says, bring back the queen. She's living in a mountain wonderland now, so...
Dude, she lives in like the freaking... She lives in northern Idaho now, and we give her a lot of crap about it because it's... I mean,
she's like a modern-day Snow White.
She lives near the mines.
Yeah, near the mines. And,
straight up, dude, there's silver mines up there, and she lives near there. And so whenever we call her and she picks up the phone, we're always act surprised, like... They have reception up there?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Like, are you on a landline? Like, like what?
Did you have to go into town to call?
Yeah.
Make this
and
call?
So we make jokes about, that she has a horse and she has buggies and there's no roads and stuff like that.
I imagine in this winter it's going to be like 30 days of night.
Seriously, it will be, dude. Like, she's like Little House on the Prairie up there in this like little cabin, and she has to chop her own wood.
Yeah, she's just out there chopping wood.
And then Joey says, I may or may not have received a media pass to SEMA. What?
No,
Joey. Are we going to see a Reacher-sized gentleman at SEMA? I wasn't expecting that this year. I think I need to figure out how to stretch myself out to match your height.
Yeah.
I maybe need to start inverting again.
David saying hello all. Shark Blue Turbo saying hey dudes.
What's going on?
What's up, man? And then Jetty saying ouch, very expensive.
Hey,
And then
okay.
TRCEU popping in saying hey guys, how's everything going over there?
What's going on,
it's
boys?
Going great. So
boys
fun
and girls.
fact, this is how much more fun we're going to be having the month of October.
Yeah.
The last week of October, Quentin from Rag Company EU is going to come hang out with us.
What?
That week.
Yeah.
Before SEMA.
No
then
way.
he's going to SEMA.
He's going to SEMA?
With us.
With us?
With us.
Dude, that sounds like a fun time.
So he's going to spend 2 weeks in the U.S. He's going to come spend a week here at the Rag Company and then a week at SEMA with us.
What? Where's he staying at SEMA?
He's staying in your room.
What?
Yeah.
I've never...
He doesn't snore, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
I've never, I guess I've never slept in the same room as somebody from the Netherlands.
Well, you haven't.
I haven't.
That'll be fun for you.
I haven't. It's my first, I can call him Dutch, right?
Yeah.
I can say it's my first Dutchman I've ever slept with. I mean, not slept with, but I mean, I'm sleeping in the same room as.
Right.
And Quentin, let's just say I hope you're cool and I hope you're not weird. And I hope we have a fun time.
We had a good time with him at Auto Mechanica.
So I thought, honestly, you know what? I thought with my luck, like somehow
you were like, it's too good to be true to be a solo flyer on this trip.
Well, I thought the first person that would be sleeping in my room from the Netherlands would be Hans, but it would be against my will.
Okay.
I wake up after the chloroform wears off. I'm like, dang it, he got me. Joey Belinsky says, why does the case of 12 intermediate pads cost $550? Is it more than 12?
I think so. I believe it is.
Yeah, better be more than 12.
Hippolito Campus saying, hello, greetings all. Has any of you used the PNS Carnauba waxes that they have or any feedback about them since I can't find a review of their Carnauba waxes? I haven't used any of their Carnauba waxes.
You can ask Sydney.
But I'm sure they're good.
Yeah.
And then Han saying, hey, TRC EU, who is it?
Yeah, who are you?
And it turns out it's Dylan saying, hello,
it's just
Hans,
Dylan.
It's just Dylan. And Dylan's great. I would love to have Dylan at SEMA as well.
Yeah.
He was putting out some killer content while we were at Auto Mechanica. Brandon from customer service popping in saying, Joey Belinsky, no, it's still 12 to a case. I'll work on getting that fixed.
Thank you, Brandon, from customer
Brandon.
service.
Appreciate
You're awesome. Tell Lucas from customer service hello, since you're over there. Next up, we've
David
got...
saying probably another Dutchie. And then Joey Belinsky saying, thanks, Brandon. Thought maybe they had some rare earth metals in the box or something. They might. You never know. It may be a polisher's in part of it. You don't know. David saying hello to Umberto. Han saying, hey, Dylan, I hope you're not too tired of working at TRC EU. I know a few customers that might get you walking around a lot.
I think he's talking about himself, Dylan. I
think
think Hans is referring to Hans in the third person. Neil White says, hey, Humberto.
And then Super Auto, welcome to the pre-Helene party episode of the TRC YouTube podcast. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hopefully you stay everything battened down. You've got everything ready to rock and roll. Yep. And then everyone's saying, "Yep, it's gonna be crazy night," says Neil. And Joey Belinsky, can I sleep in the outdoor wash bay at the MOSHQ if I spend October with you all? Yes, you may pitch a tent in my front yard, or
next to the Jarl's Hangout.
I do have. That's true. The Jarl's Hangout is quite nice. I've added some.
Have you ever rented that place out before?
Just the fire pit?
Yeah, I'm talking about just like the Adirondack chairs and the fire pit in your front yard.
I've had people from all over the world enjoy.
Yeah.
I had my sister from Japan. Yeah. I had a lot of Texan family members. Mm-hmm. Had some Germans.
Yeah.
And other friends from around the neighborhood.
Wow.
That have just enjoyed the tranquility that is the Jarl's Hangout.
Yeah.
Nothing more relaxing after a stressful day when you can peer into the skulls of enemies as they burn.
As they burn, yes. And it's just skulls inside of a campfire, right? Mm-hmm. But and it's just cool that you have that in your front yard.
It's in my yard, so people know.
I mean,
when they're walking by and they look over and they go, are those skull? Is that a skull?
Yeah.
In there? And I'm sitting back there just enjoying some Diet Pepsi. Hey, what's going on?
Yes.
You guys? And I tell my hound, my corgi, to stay there. Like, hey, stay. Because he'll get up.
Yeah.
He's ready to fight for the land.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
You know, he'll growl.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll run up to the property line and then stop at the ramparts.
Yeah. Well, that's where you have your sandstone blocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That weigh thousands of pounds.
Yeah. It's so they cannot be moved, and people cannot. This way, a car can't drive into.
You are building a castle there. I'm starting to think that something like that is happening. Small. Have you ever thought about making a moat in your front yard?
I have. I could probably make it work, which is my irrigation.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
could probably do that. Build some sort of ditch.
Yeah,
reroute the irrigation.
I like that.
Could be something.
Joey, maybe. Well, sorry, that was a long-winded.
But he was asking. Yeah,
possibly.
You can sleep in the front yard, or I do have a trailer.
Yes.
Trailer Swift is available.
Yep.
Great Dane Film saying, I'm leaving a comment here to remind the guys to mention the new ERP transition process and how that may affect our order system. Dane, are you feverish? Like that? Okay. I think he doesn't know where he's at. Super Auto says, show enough. Carlos Miranda with a hello, everyone. Great Dane Films saying JDM equals Japan plus Dane mentioned. Japan, yes. Dane mentioned. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one there. G. Davis says, Dane pioneered the sleeveless kimono in 2020.
He did. I think he started yelling at people. He started saying, bow to your sensei. You know what I mean?
He kept yelling at I was like, what?
Bow to your sensei. I'm like, Dane, stop. You can't just tell that to random people visiting the rag company.
That's good stuff.
Neil White says, Dane would bring murder hornets back from Japan. Yeah, that would be his luck. Like he'd come up, I got this vase from Japan. I think it's really pretty. Why is it buzzing, Dane? Yeah. I don't know. I've been wondering about that. Yeah. It breaks. You know, he's probably also the reason why he has that infestation of Asian lady beetles at his house, right? Yeah. He ordered something.
Yeah, he gets something from somewhere, and all of a sudden, it's infestation.
Yeah. Hans Closen says, Super Auto 2K, but would it bring a sword to kill the new bread though?
I don't know, but. Great Dane says, oh, Lordy, no thank you to all of that. And then Joey says, do I need to plan a Disney trip? Tell me more.
Joey, you might want to plan a Disney trip. So me and Levi are going somewhere in the vicinity of December.
The first week of December.
Like second to the... Something
like that.
The second to the 5th or something. Or 5th, 6th. But I'm going to be there with my family. It's a done deal. With my family. It's already a done deal. Like
we've already got flights. Planning on it. We already got our
Levi's
hotel,
planning on it.
Got our tickets.
Found out my wife's my mother-in-law is coming with us for the second part of this trip, right? Yeah. And Joy's a fun time, right? Yeah. But keep in mind, you know, Joy's eccentric, right? Mm-hmm. She was married to the General Lee.
Yeah, the man from the deep south.
Right. If you guys ever want to know more about the lore, feel free to ask. But yeah, so she was married.
He drove white Miatas.
The white Miata, and he also doesn't have legs, right?
Right. Because they hurt.
By his own choice, he got them removed.
They were itchy.
Correct. So she was married to him, right? But she was looking for fun things to do, so we invited her to, hey, come hang out with us, right? We're gonna go to Disneyland.
Can play with your granddaughter.
Yeah, and help us out. So I think it's going to be a fun time, and I'm hoping that me and Levi get to meet up in some way, shape, or form in something Disney related, right?
Yeah.
Because what I'd like to do is get a picture with me and Levi eating a churro together. Actually,
great.
Feeding each other a churro.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Like
our wives would be shaking their heads.
Yeah.
But we'd be like, get a picture, and they'd be like, we're not going to photograph this.
This is weird.
But my kids will. Yeah. Hadley and Augie will laugh, and they will say, yeah. But then Hadley will forget, and she'll go to try play with Lucy.
Correct.
And Augie will be the one that has to take the photo.
Correct. Hold on one second.
Maybe we could ask your mother-in-law to do it for us.
Hold on one second. Speaking of my wife, she's actually dropping off a special package to theradcompany.com of a new product that actually had sent to the wrong place.
Oh.
It got sent to my home.
Oh, that's nice of him.
So give me
He's going to run over there.
I'm going to check on that.
I'm going to keep going here. So Dane says an Anthony Patton crossover is still one of my favorite things to ever happen. That would be fun. And then Al saying, people say all the time that they lose weight while visiting and eating in Europe. Yeah, so Al, I walked at Auto Mechanica for that week, 7 days. I walked 5 miles a day every single day. So, and I ate breakfast in the morning. I didn't eat anything. Well, I had one of Dirk's Wusts that he would make. I'd have one of those. And then I wouldn't eat till like 8:30 at night every day. So I'd wake up at 6:30. I'd eat breakfast at 7:30. I'd have a Wurst 1 or 2 o'clock, and then I wouldn't eat again till like 8, but I would walk 5 miles a day. So I feel like I lost some weight, but then I realized I didn't, because when I got home, I just like ate and slept. It was great. So, Neil says cigarettes. Yeah, especially if you're smoking them, that probably would help. And then Dane, I definitely ate less than I normally would and averaged 19,000 steps a day for 2 weeks. Way to go, Dane. That is awesome. Kimberly, so no one is going to acknowledge the birthday of the greatest superfan and hugger of all times. Kimberly, happy birthday. It's only me here. Oh, my hat's all crooked. Anthony is out there, so I just have to say happy birthday. Congratulations. Another year around this rock we call the earth. Congrats. I hope you have a great time. And Joey saying happy birthday. Demo saying happy birthday. Dane saying happy birthday. And then Han says, I just tricked Anthony in a room with stale gummies. Easy prey. That's how he would get Anthony alone into a room before he could accost him. Kidnap him, I think. And Super Auto saying, happy birthday. Mine's only in 2.5 weeks to Kimberly. Nice. Congrats. So, put this up there. We'll wait. Maybe I won't put that one up there yet. We'll put this one back up there. So hopefully Anthony will get back in. But I was going to say, we are super excited. It's going to be fun. Going to Disney is always a good time. What are you most looking forward to if we go to Disneyland?
What am I most looking forward to? Dude, I don't know. I think I'm like... I think I'll be able to ride some rides.
Yeah.
Right? That's like 2 months or whatever. More than 2 months. So I should be fine.
I probably wouldn't ride the Matterhorn.
That's clunky. Right?
Yeah,
it's clunky.
Like
but I think I'm going to go on some other rides, and I'm not going to do the
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, the drop thing might freak me out a little bit. But
I promised my wife I'd go twice this year.
Yeah.
On that.
So I'm going to figure that part out. But regardless, I will be eting some churros. And I will be, maxing out my steps for the day.
We're going to go to Edelweiss and get some sausages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some pretzels.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
No, I agree. So it'll be a good time.
So what you missed was everybody saying happy birthday to Kimberly. It's her birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
And then Han said the easiest way to trick you is to just put some stale gummies in a room in the dark.
That actually is how to trick me. And it's unfortunate that I'm that easy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It is unfortunate.
What?
Keep your head on a swivel. G. Davis
says Anthony's conveniently forgetting about the long weekend he spent in a hostel with Hans at Chloroform Fest 2019. Yeah, I know. I completely forgot all about that.
I was like, I'm going to wait for Anthony for that one. Fine detailing with the Howdy Friends. And then David asking, does TRC sell anything like Guion Tire? It's like a tire paste with SiO2 or something that repels dirt, etc. Or another tire paste without SiO2. I want to switch over completely. Thanks. Gumi is a lotion that is very nice that you can put on your tires. It's very, very delightful. Optimum's OptiBond is another great tire dressing. But nothing like a tire paste. Nothing more like we got a lot of gels. We got a lot of PSS works great from Kosh Chemi.
So anything like Guion Tire? It's like a tire paste with SiO2 that repels dirt, and another tire paste without. So you're asking if we sell one with and without SiO2?
None of them have an SiO2 in them yet.
I don't think so. I mean, actually, maybe I can find out more, but I don't know, David.
But in the meantime, if you want, you can try Gumi from Stjarnaglas. It's a great tire dressing. Yeah. Team Albania popping up there saying, hey, boys, long time no see. Glad to see your... Oh, okay. Very nice.
Team Albania. So actually, hold on really quick. So I'll just address this right now. We are not... We're not collaborating with the House of Rags. Yeah, we're in no way affiliated with them. We wish them the best, and we hope they're successful. But no, we're not affiliated with them. So the Rag Company is a completely separate entity, and that's literally it. Wish them luck. Yeah,
good luck, boys. David, Anthony, if you want to have a 1 hour nap in Amsterdam, some hotels call it De Wallen.
De Wallen. Yeah. Okay. Next up.
I can hear Gabe out there. It's great.
Fletcher.
Hey, all. Just wrapped up a 2-step and coating on a 66 Olds Cutlass Supreme. That's a beautiful car. A lot of fun. Huge panels. How you guys doing? We're doing good, Fletch. Thank you,
Doing
man.
good. We're hanging out. We're having a good day. Yeah. Been busy. Next up, we've got...
David saying, cheeky man. Here's a good one. David Boyce popping up to reminding Albania that, no, it's not a collaboration. It's a collaboration with Auto Fiber. That is true. Shark Blue is RRW, an 80/20, and an 80/20 towel, good for wiping down bottles and pressure washers. Yeah, totally fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, all day long. I don't even think it has to be an 80/20 towel.
No, it could be
but
any
I mean,
towel.
it could be a paper towel, but I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Super Auto says 66 Old Cutlass, nice. I have a 65 Buick Skylark.
I love those versions.
Sweet. And
Sure.
then...
Hold on, I'm looking here.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I've lost the page. So...
There we go.
Nope, that's back. We're still there. All right, here we go. When is the next sale?
Stay tuned. Sign up for the Rag Company newsletter at theradcompany.com. That's going to be the best place to stay up to date on the latest and greatest and everything cell related. But I would just probably plan on like mid-October. Yeah. Mid-October.
And then David with some experience to sleep with the Dutchy Hans. And then Josh McKay, Levi and Anthony, do you put dressing on the plastic where the headrests go into the seat? How about the plastic near the rearview mirror area on the headliner? That's a great question, Josh. So I'll tell you. So if we're talking about the little plastic pieces where the headrest slides in, no, I don't. I usually wipe that with whatever I'm putting on the seat, whether that is a dressing or a conditioner. I usually just include it in that. As to the dressing around the rearview mirror, I don't do that. I usually just take my towel that I've been wiping down a door panel or wiping down a dashboard or something, and if I'm wiping off product, then I'll, whatever that towel's soaked in, I just kind of wipe it around it quickly and mostly get the dust off, because sometimes I forget to clean that. So
Yeah.
What about you?
No, dude, I think that pretty much, yeah. I will typically, like, if I'm using something like Top Star or whatever it is, like, I'll have that in the towel and I'll wipe up to that area. You know what I mean? I'll kind of clean up to it as far as it reaching up to the back of the headliner, but I don't ever touch the headliner with it. And as far as on the seat itself, to Levi's point, right? If I'm conditioning the seat or using anything just to wipe things down or clean it up, I'll usually just go over those areas, but I'm not, like, actively preserving them. Now, I will say, like, on the back of a set of my Recaros that I have, it's a hard shell on the back, right? So it's like a plastic shell.
Yeah.
Those I do dress, or I will actively, because it's a huge piece of plastic back there. So I will usually wipe something on those that's different than I put on the rest of the seat. And that's,
I'll say, like, in my Suburban, that's now 23 years old, or 25, 24 years old. It's old. It's 2001. It's 2004, 23 years old. So there's just little pieces of plastic that they insert into the holes, and then the headrest goes inside those. Those start to, usually they come out sometimes, and they get lost. And so when I found some at the junkyard that have popped out, sometimes they're very brittle, but most times, because they're in weird spots or they're covered, they tend to stay pretty nice in terms of, squishiness, so to speak, or that type of thing. So Jay's Car Channel with a happy Friday Eve. Hello, gents. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Kimberly says, in my old age today, I got to see dye transfer as an actual thing by looking at my palms. I rub my hands on my legs when anxiety is high, if you're wondering. Okay, it is a real thing. It's surprising how many people don't realize getting in and out of a seat, like, just from our normal clothing, but jeans tend to do the most of it. So glad you got to see that.
And hopefully get to,
great product to remove that.
What?
Mild cleaner from Color Lock.
On your hands.
And you could use it on your hands.
But hopefully you have a less stressful day, right?
Yeah,
That's what I was hoping to say.
That is a good one. Because it's your birthday, Kimberly. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Frank L says, for trucks and larger vehicles, can you apply O&R with a foam cannon sort of like a pre-soak before the O&R properly. So you can do that. I don't know how effective it's going to be in a foam cannon necessarily. I think it'll do something. But I mean, you might also just, I guess just spray foam.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that are worried. So I know what you're trying to say, Frank, but the biggest thing is whether you're spraying in a foam cannon or you're spraying it in just an IK or you're just using a handheld trigger sprayer, one of like our IK TR1s, just spraying product on the surface starts the O&R process, the actual encapsulation of the dust, the actual emulsification of the dust, of the organic material. And then when you come back out with a sponge or a mitt or whatever of product onto the surface, you're basically applying and picking up all those encapsulated particles and putting them into the media, the wash mitt, the towel, or the sponge. So you're already kind of doing that. If you want to try and knock more dirt off, you'd be better off just spraying it down with a garden hose or a sprayer or even a pressure washer to just knock the dust off of it. So like the Elantra I haven't driven it for a couple weeks, right? Maybe 3 weeks. It's been sitting on the side, like in my driveway. Yeah. It's very dusty. It's been sitting under a pine tree. Very filthy. I could just rinseless wash that. What I'll probably do is just spray it down with the pressure washer first. Yeah. And then just go right into washing it. Yeah. As rinseless. Just to get the heavy layer of dust off. Yeah. Or I could just go straight into rinseless washing. It's not going to be a problem either way. Yeah. So. Yeah. Frank says also,
the newest O&R seems pretty fantastic and better than whatever version I had before from a few years ago. Yeah, V5 is awesome, man. It's good stuff. And actually, there's more stuff coming up from Optimum coming soon, so stay tuned. David says you can use a big electric IK sprayer. Correct, you can use that. Very true. And then G. Davis says, Dane will be at SeaWorld in early December for a meet and greet, then a watch-along of Free Willy 3.
While we're there at Disneyland, he'll be at SeaWorld. Oh, that's great. That was a good one, G. Happy birthday, Kim, says Hans. And then G. Davis, no MTE in 2025. No, we are planning on going to MTE. That's in January or February, I think. So yeah, that is on the books still for the rag company. So Anthony and I are just going in December, first week of December, to Disneyland. So
yeah, so we're just going because we just want to go. However, I did tell Eve I am bummed that
we're going on opposite days.
I'm just bummed that it's going to be like Christmas themed.
Oh, I think it'll be fun.
Like, I just don't think I want it to be like neutral themed.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, I don't want it to necessarily feel like Christmas when I'm there because, like, I don't know. I'm not a Christmas hater. I like Christmas. I feel like my birthday and everything is right all around Christmas. Everything's Christmas related for a lot of things I've done in life, and I'd like this Disneyland trip to not be, but I don't know. I don't think it'll be that crazy, right? It's California. Yeah. How Christmassy can it feel?
Should be fine.
Then WuTangCorp.com says, vehicle is non-coated. Is it okay if I can gently pass the clay towel on every contact wash?
So you don't want to do it on every wash. You want to do it maybe once a year.
That's a couple times a year, maybe. It depends on what you're
where you're
putting
parking
it through. But yeah, you don't need to do it with every wash. That would just be too much.
Yeah.
Hans says Optimum tire coating is great. Yeah, Optimum still does make a tire coating for that.
Joey Belinsky saying Armor Detail Supply Ghost is a tire sealant that may do what you're looking for.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Be a good option.
Minister for Life. Do you know if Koshikemi polishes can be used on plastic trim? So the polish, yes, micro cut can be, but fine cut cannot. Fine cut could be, but I'd err on the side. Heavy cut cannot. But yeah, micro is easy. Goes on trim. You can wipe it off. You're all right. As long as you wipe it off, don't leave it. G. Davis says, I will hope TRC would embrace and support Doer's new venture, seductive bedding for lumberjacks by lumberjack enthusiasts called the Shed of Sheets. That sounds like a great time. We got some bamboo sheets at the house. They're delightful.
Really?
Yeah, some of the nicest sheets we've ever had.
Bamboo sheets.
Bamboo sheets.
Okay.
Great.
I don't know what my sheets are made of, to be honest. David says, Hans Closen, yes, I meant some sort of gel or a like. I prefer something else than a spray-on, which works great, though. I like putting something on an applicator and apply it.
So, yeah,
Gumi's
David.
awesome. T2 tire dressing from G-Technic is awesome as well. Dude, there's a lot of different good stuff out there. Go to ridecompany.com. Look at tire maintenance, tire care. You'll like what you see.
And I would honestly, I would say, pick up the. I would try OptiBond, Optimum OptiBond.
Yeah, OptiBond's great.
Not the coating, but just OptiBond. And then Lars is just 4 hours south of us, hanging out in SLC right now.
Oh,
so
Lars.
He's over there with Brian. They're taking a quick training class. They're gonna hang out with Shad.
Perfect.
So
Very
that's super
fun.
Cool. The Neil White, Anthony, my IK sprayer got clogged up. It's been a beast. Anyway, went back and found an old vid of you showing how to take it apart and clean. My goodness, that was intense. That video really helped.
That's good, Neil. Yeah, I forgot I made that video. It's been so long.
I was playing in the store the other day. I walked in there and Connor had it on there.
I think I need to make like an updated version of that.
Well, now we have all those parts, so you could.
I know. Now we have all the parts too, so maybe I'll do like a rebuild or something for a video. Hans Closen says, look into Optimum tire coating, then a great product really lasts a long time, but you really need to clean the tire good the first time. Correct. 100%.
Alex Dewar popping in saying he's late to the party, but would catch up later. Love you all.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. David Boyce, Anthony and Levi, am I able to rinse off Crystal Wash by the using rinseless from a 2-gallon bucket? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. I would use a pressure washer.
Yeah.
You kind of need a pressure washer. You need the force of it to break off the stuff that Crystal Wash leaves.
It's kind of thick, right?
Yeah, it almost hardens. It crystallizes on the surface.
Yeah, it really does crystallize on the surface.
Just
Just free-flowing water is best. But Sydney, I think Sydney's done rinseless. I think she makes that work for her, but I like the idea of rinsing it fully. Yeah. Hans Closen says, doer.
Jeff C. Hey, guys, just wanted to pop in and mention how much I enjoyed that blind product testing video from the other day. Definitely hoping for more of that in the future.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We had a lot of fun with that. However, we will probably be taking some advice from some of you guys in the comments, right? Because we didn't reveal the brand, right? And I think in the future, we will absolutely be like revealing the brand to you guys. But like at the time of filming it, then like I or Levi won't know what we're testing or what we're using, but you guys will be aware of it. And then at the very end, maybe they tell us or something, or we do something like that where we're told what it is. And then, then hopefully it's just a fair testament to what testing can do in our first impressions. But that was a very like free flowing, not necessarily planned or really organized style of video. We just wanted to try something different. And it seemed like a lot of people really liked it. Wasn't scientific, wasn't meant to be. It was literally just meant to be us being like, here's some product, let's just go wash a car and let's see what we think.
Yeah.
That was it. Jay Hall says, I did a wash, clay, and seal with Absolute and then topped the Defender on my son's Golf GTI. Cool.
Then he says, fantastic. How does this compare with Rupes Advance in terms of protection longevity, what I did for daughter's car? They work in tandem. They're very, very symbiotic products. The Advance will probably last a touch longer by giving you almost a full year, but it depends on how it's cared for, where it's parked, what's it's being washed, all that stuff, than the Defender. But you can put them on both. So you can put Defender on top of Advanced if you'd like. Totally easy to do in a good combo. Umberto wishing Kimberly a happy birthday. And then Aaron saying, Anthony, you're going to go to Disneyland around Christmas time? Oh, man, watch out for those adults who do too much around them park characters.
That's a serious thing.
Yeah.
That is a serious thing. It was like the last time I went there. I don't know if you're making a joke or making a reference, but it is strange to see. I mean, whatever. It's not strange. Whatever makes people happy. But, I mean, I think there's just a certain level of which, is like, all right, it's a little much. But whatever. I'm going to keep those opinions to myself. Yes, I will be watching around, but it might actually be Levi this time standing in line for a princess's autograph and then telling her that you loved her role in the Little Mermaid cartoon.
I love the way you played that cartoon.
I love the way you played, and she's like I'm 17. She goes, I wasn't even alive then, and she's like, oh, well, you're just I'm your biggest fan.
Probably won't be me though.
I don't think it will be you. Mike, Zoo pancake.
Zoo pancake.
I'm sorry, zoo pancake. I like that. Zoo pancake saying, still patiently waiting on the electric IK Multi and Phone Pro 2. SEMA. We'll see. We'll see what the plan is.
I got to play with it at Auto Mechanica. Super fun.
Was it a good time?
I had a blast. I foamed like a quarter of a car.
Did you really?
Yeah. And then they filled it back up for me. I didn't have to do it. Like someone came over and grabbed it, filled it up. It was awesome. Then G. Davis saying, shout out to Lars. SLC is home to America's largest David Hasselhoff Museum and Theater.
Is it actually?
It's not.
It's okay.
But Shad was saying, what should I do? What should I take Brian and Lars to do? Because Lars has never been to Salt Lake.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I said, well, you could take them all over wherever you want to go, but I think they would love to go to the very first KFC.
Is that where the very first KFC?
The very first KFC is in Salt Lake. Yeah.
So, I would have taken them as something different.
Just so you get a picture of them in front of the sign.
The place I wanted to go to shut down. Remember, it was called...
Nevermore.
Nevermore. It was like was it called Evermore or Nevermore?
Evermore, I think. Evermore.
I think it was called Evermore, and it's like a theme park essentially for nerds, and I'm into that. I'm into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they do like cosplay stuff there. But it's like a theme park where you go and everybody's dressed up in like in character of like fantasy land, right? And then you go on like quests and stuff, right? And I'm like, dude, this seems like a fun time, right? Like, you know, dragons, you shoot bows, and there's like sword fighting and stuff. But apparently the place, I think they went bankrupt or something.
Something like that.
They couldn't afford the rent on the property, which like isn't surprising considering all things. But like they had like fun like Halloween nights, right? Where you go and they'd have like massive like sleepover type of things. Like you bring tents and you set up like camps and stuff. And the place went out of business, but this was just this year they went out. So I think a new investor is looking to buy the property and like redo it.
What I love is you've been following the story.
Dude,
this is like a place you want to be. You want to...
Because it's almost Netflix documentary worthy, but without actually being on Netflix. Like,
correct.
If you look at the documentaries on YouTube about Evermore, it's a whole like thing of like how this idea started. They didn't really have money to build the place in the first place. So like at most of the time of that park's life, things were openly under construction, but like, how are you supposed to get into like the vibe of being in like a classical fantasy land when you have like a backhoe like right next to you, like digging dirt up while you're actively like trying to like do a quest like you're in the, you know, the medieval times.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Super cool though. You show us pictures.
I want to go if they get it ever back up and running. I do want to go.
Han says, Levi, take a look at your phone at the break. Super Auto saying, looking forward to the next episode of TRC's Whose Product Line Is It Anyway? That is a good line.
I like that name.
Jay Hall, yes, I do crystal wash and go straight into pre-spray wash with whatever rinseless is in my bucket. All right, well, there you go. And then Dane, the video is great, and the stream of consciousness approach really brought me back to my favorite early works we did on the channel for sure. That is true, Dane. David Boyce, wow, hard to believe Anthony hates Christmas and Marvel heroes and Star Wars. Anthony just hates fun, and then he's laughing emojis. He goes to Disneyland for Christmas. Man,
speaking of Marvel, I started watching. I watched that Agatha. The Agatha.
Did you watch last night's episode?
That last night's episode was kind of weird again.
Yeah, but still kind of a fun. It's an early quest.
Like an early quest, but like the second episode was solid.
Second episode was super solid. Third episode I thought was good too. It got a little creepy in spots. Augie literally didn't want to watch it.
But let's just say like that's one thing. But I will straight up give credit where it's due. I saw that trailer for the new Marvel. What's it called?
The Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. That looks like a redemption video.
Yeah.
It looks like a redemption movie. It looks genuinely good from that trailer, so I'm pretty excited about that. I also noticed that The Last of Us Season 2 trailer dropped today from HBO, right? Yeah. That's going to be heavy.
Yeah,
that's going to
be good.
That's going to be heavy and
I'm excited about it. David wondering, what product does TRC has that's like Preludio acidic to use next to an iron decon on a car? We have... Reactive Wash, KCX's Reactive Soap. Mm-hmm. You can pick that up. It's a pH of 1, I believe. It's an acid soap. G. Davis, I only recently opened the diamond glass coating I purchased months back. The prep spray smells the same as the other one I have, but the color is totally different. New one is greenish. Any issues? No, shouldn't have any issues with it, bud.
Yeah, it should be
Color
fine.
just changes sometimes based on
It's not a stable color in that anyways. I think it'll be fine. Mine actually look kind of greenish now that I think about it too. Next up here we've got...
Han says, Mike, why don't you launch it at SEMA? It will cost about 100 USD. And then G. Davis with Lars guest starring on the next episode of Hausfraus of Salt Lake City.
Is that where isn't Salt Lake City where like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Yeah, they
isn't
have that show on there, yeah. So
isn't that where it's based, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Maybe Hans go find the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, houses and take photos in front of them. G. Davis says Lars guest starring. There you go. And then
that's all we have. Those are the comments. Everybody stopped commenting.
No way.
Yeah, dude, we burned through them all. I guess the show's over.
Okay, well, we've reached the halfway point.
We have reached the halfway point. So you guys got to get your comments in there. We got to talk. We got to joke. We got to tell some stories.
Yeah, how about this? We're going to get through this next break, and then we're going to jump into some more questions. Okay? Lo and behold, if we're out,
we're out.
We're out. And we're going to call it good, and we're going to get back to doing some hard work here around the office. But we do want to give you guys priority. So we're going to go to a quick break. We're going to go to the bathroom. We're going to grab some snacks. Please stay tuned to some of our commercials from not only our friends in the industry, but from ourselves as well. And I don't want to call them commercials. They're fun. They're always meant to be fun. They're not commercials. They're ways to, support the brands that you know and love. So we'll see you guys here in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the second half of Q&A Thursday. Hopefully we got some more comments populated here in the chat. We need more W's in there, right? As the kids are saying. W's in the chat, Sigma, Riz, R value equals,
Ohio Riz.
Glizzy, Skippity, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to say, though,
yeah,
we got to do a little bit of housekeeping.
Okay.
It's the start of the second hour.
Yeah.
We give some people some time to build up some comments and stuff. Dane will be in the studio next week. He's back from Germany, from Paris, enjoying a feast of delights.
Paris.
Yeah. Enjoyed himself immensely. So excited to have him back next week. Hopefully he feels better.
Yeah.
Caught a bit of a bug while he was traveling.
Yeah, I was hoping he brings us back some type of like gifts or pastries or
I hope so.
Some types of German
when
sausages.
I came back, I brought Little Joe's.
Oh yeah, you brought tons of
from our friends Little Joe's and a ton of chocolate.
You did. Oh, those Milka bars.
Smorgasbord and some gummies.
I know.
So
it was a good time. Dane, did you bring us anything?
I hope Dane,
did you
Dane
think
packed.
of us?
I thought of you guys.
I know.
I literally had
do.
half of my suitcase empty so that I could bring stuff back for the team.
Yeah.
To watch Seabass taste his first taste of milk chocolate.
Yeah.
He's never eaten milk chocolate before.
It was crazy.
And he got to enjoy it with a Milka bar.
I'm like, you're 20. You're 22.
Yeah, and he goes, I don't really like chocolate.
Weird.
That's what he said.
So other than that, though, obviously we're in SEMA prep, and we've been working behind the scenes on a lot of new stuff, including launching great videos on the Rag Company YouTube channel that many of you are loving at this point, right? Including, secret product testing, as well as just some studio tour stuff, and we actually have another video that's in the works right now that I think is a ton of fun. I'm really looking forward to next week's launch. I think you're going to get a total kick out of it. It's great. Another big shout out to our Grand Ambassadors here in T3.
Yeah.
Freaking killing it. You guys are awesome, man. T3 Grand Ambassadors, very talented bunch of people out there, obviously producing a lot of content. And I'm really excited to see where some of these people go as well. And so, they got to bring a pretty strong game, because here in 3 months it'll be the Grand Ambassador of the Year Judgment.
Oh, I always look forward to Judgment Day.
It is. It's literally Judgment Day,
because it feels good to judge other humans.
Well, in a positive way.
In a positive way, in a positive light. But I do enjoy judging others.
Yeah,
something I'm good at. Something I feel like I know what to do.
Correct.
Because I can judge I can judge ye, lest ye judge me not, because I'm judging you.
I don't know what
I think that's how it works.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into a couple comments here.
Yeah.
And if we don't have anything to keep us going for the rest of this Q&A, then we will end it early. But we have Kevin Meister here says, do you guys ever get strangers pointing out your detailing related shirts you wear?
Yes. I was at Costco last night.
Were you really?
We lost our receipt.
Yeah.
So Carly and I, we paid, we got the receipt. We couldn't remember which one of us grabbed the receipt.
Yeah.
And then we went and got food at the food court. And Carly goes, I'll wait over here. And I came back with the food. Couldn't find our receipt.
Gotcha.
You can't get out of Costco without a receipt.
You can't.
They literally won't let you out.
I know.
So, and I tried to play it off like, oh, here's the food receipt. And the guy's like, this is the food receipt. What's all this? And I go, no. He didn't even, we basically, I have to go find a red vest, as they call them. Tell them that you lost your receipt. They'll take your Costco card and they'll go get your same day purchases, print it out on a large piece of paper from a printer, and then give that to you, and you can take that and get it signed out at the front door.
Cool. Yeah.
But when I said that, the guy goes, got your Costco card? I said, yeah. And then the guy walks off, and the other guy standing there looks at me and goes, Rag Company, do you work there? And I said, I do. I've been there for 8 years. I'm the face of the company in all the videos and weekly Thursday Q&A and all that kind of stuff. And he goes, I love the Pluffle. It's my favorite towel.
Really? You got recognized? That's amazing.
Yeah. And I said, wow, we're discontinuing the Pluffle.
Yeah.
Sorry. And he's like, well, what else is there? And I go, what do you like?
Gauntlet.
Talking about the Dryer Wolf and the Gauntlet, basically. Said, why don't you get into those? If you're a big fan of the Pluffle, you might like the Dryer Wolf. If you're a big fan of absorption, you might like the Gauntlet. Yeah. It was very fun. And then I came back and Carly goes, that took forever. And I said, I'm sorry, I was talking to a fan.
You're doing work. Yeah. To be honest, I don't think I've ever actually gotten recognized. Well, I have, but not locally, not really. I mean, not even from a shirt. Honestly, I don't even think anybody's ever asked me what the Rag Company was. It doesn't really happen here too often, honestly. We've had more luck at random airports and stuff like that than we've ever had really locally. But that's a good question though. Josh McKay says, "What's the difference between G Technic T1 and T2?" So, to my understanding, T2 is going to have more longevity and it is going to last quite a bit longer. But T1, I think, was their first trim entire dressing. T2 is more of a gel, but longer lasting. Gosh, oh my gosh, I mean, do you know how hard it is to keep this all
one's
this
like a
stuff
gel,
in your head?
one's more of an oil almost, but it's still
more of a
gel.
traditional
They're both
dressing.
gels. All right,
T2 lasts longer. Next up,
Tamara saying, here's a question: can I use gumi on the rubber gaskets weather stripping on my car doors trunk lid? Yes, you can.
You can, absolutely.
And then Hans saying, Kevin, they always ask me about my Wash Wednesday shirt. I'm not always wearing it on a Wednesday, though. Maybe that's why.
Hans, I'm glad that you love your Wash Wednesday shirt so much, because those are also discontinued. Those are gone, so that's a rarity.
Michael Pauly was wearing his Wash Wednesday shirt.
Was he?
Yeah, at Auto Mechanica.
Those were cool shirts, man. A lot of people actually really liked those, and so the fact that we got rid of them, they're not gone for forever. It's just we weren't really selling a whole lot, so we kind of discoed them, but they might come back in some other shape or form. Joey says, Anthony, of all the products tested in that video, did any of them surprise you? That's a good question. So, the tire cleaner is awesome. I wouldn't say it surprised me. I kind of had a feeling that the tire cleaner was going to be awesome. And then, surprised me. I think this is the point I'm trying to get to with, remember our previous, I was just saying, we probably shouldn't know.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
And if we do know, we probably should tell you. Let's just say I think that particular brand was so solid that
that surprised you.
That, I mean, no, I mean, it's almost
sound.
It's no dud, dude. It's all good stuff. I mean, it was all great. So I wouldn't say anything surprised me necessarily, but I did enjoy using all of it, which I can honestly say. I do actually wish that the fallout remover in that video was a little bit less watery. And I think it's mainly just because that's what I'm used to, but that's all. I just feel like it kind of just like falls off really quick. Great Dane Film says, wow, guys, you never have to worry about catching up in the comments when I'm there. Where are the tangents? The soapbox grandstanding
diatribes,
the fun facts and weird TRC trivia. Dang it, I think this is why we need you here, man.
Well, we like talking about that stuff when you're here, because when you're not here, it feels wrong to talk about that.
Well, so Levi's like the steak. I'm like the bacon that's wrapped around the steak. And Dane, you're the potatoes, right? I mean,
all we have is bacon and steak.
And all we have is bacon and steak, so we need a little bit more starch in our diet here to keep things going. But I will say that I don't have anything major tangents. I've been hoping some more like random funny things would happen to me lately. I got my hair cut by a witch the other day.
You did? That's normally your mother that does your hair.
No,
or an old elderly gentleman, but you actually had a witch.
So what ended up happening was, I guess this is a story that. Obviously, we have videos we were shooting this week, right?
Yeah.
And for a while there, I was looking a little homeless, right?
Yeah,
with
so
my
I
hair.
made sure I cleaned up my hair as well.
Get the sides trimmed.
In case I needed to use it.
Had them trimmed to like a number 2. Just had them kind of take a little bit off the top. But I ended up going to a Great Clips, right?
Known for high quality hair care.
My mother was out of town. And whenever my mother's out of town and I need a haircut last minute, right?
Great Clips has your back.
Great Clips has my back, and I hate that they have my like information in there, right? Because I don't like that when I walk in, they go, "Oh,
number 2 on the sides."
Anthony, number 2 on the sides." I go, "Dang it, I don't want to come here enough for you guys to know me, right? Like this isn't what I want." I go to my mom. My mom's always done my hair. Yeah. Well, my mom's always done my hair. Then there was a while where I was going to this place called Redlands, which was like kind of like a barber shop style. Yeah. But dude, I was spending so much money, like a ridiculous amount of money, like because they have Reusal is the brand, and Reusal is like a hair care, beard care, and all that. And I'm just a sucker for it because I think it smells so good. It's all
it's a proper Dutch brand.
It is, dude, and it's like popular. It's hip. It's fun.
Friends in the Netherlands.
But the prices are. I mean, you're spending a lot on Reusal products, right? But they have some of the best hair tonic I love to use. I love just their hair balms. I like their shampoos. I like all the stuff they have. So what ended up happening was I was going to these barber shops, this particular one, and they'd be like, all right, so, for your haircut and, whatever it is, neck shave and all this different stuff, they're like, yeah, it'll be like $40. I'm like, oh, man, that's a lot of money, right? And then I would buy stuff on top of that. So I'd walk out of this place spending like $80 to $100. I'm like, I can't keep doing it, right? Great Clips. So I walk in there the other day, and I'm getting like a lay of the land, trying to see how many people behind am I waiting, right? And I see 3 ladies working, cutting hair, one guy in the back who's also finishing up a haircut, and this one lady I saw, she had hair that was black and white, right? Yeah, okay. Split down the middle. One side was black, one side was white. She's, a little older, maybe 50s or something like that, right? And I looked at her and I go, oh man, she's got kind of like a witchy haircut, right? Kind of remind me of a witch. And I thought to myself, I'm like, man, with my luck, like that's who I'm getting, right? I mean, of course that's who I'm getting. And I kid you not, man, after waiting for another 15, 20 minutes, I see some people kind of come and go. She walks up and she goes, Anthony? And I go, yeah, that's me, right this way. So I go over and I sit down, right? And this was on Friday the 13th, right? And she goes, this was like 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago. She goes, I don't know if you believe in Friday the 13th, but happy Friday the 13th. And she like laughs like a witch, right? And I kind of like looking up in the mirror and I'm like, that was weird, right? Like, why did she say that? Yeah. And she's like, so, she starts doing this thing with her hand and she starts going over my hair and she's like, so any fun plans for this weekend? Are you doing anything crazy, right? And then she starts like rubbing my face with her nails, right? And I'm like, this is strange, right? Is this a normal thing at Great Clips,
what Great Clips did you go to? So I also know not to go there.
It was one where I'm like Eagle and McMillan. And so she starts like scratching my neck and she starts asking me any fun plans for the weekend, right? And like, and she started asking me if I like Halloween, right?
Yeah.
And
you're like, I do like
and
Halloween.
she's like rubbing my head, like face, and I'm like, I do like Halloween, but I don't think I like it as much as you, right? You know? And I'm pretty sure that through the entirety of that haircut, she did in fact cast a spell on me, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was a negative spell.
Okay, yeah.
But we talked pretty much nothing but Halloween.
Yeah.
She asked me what my favorite kind of red wine was, right? So we went in this whole discussion of red wine. Then this is what's weird. Then we started talking about apples, right? Mm-hmm. And she started going like, do you like apples as well, right? And I go, yeah.
You're like, yeah, they're delicious.
And she was telling me about this apple orchard thing that she wants to go to in Emmett, Idaho, right? Yeah. And I'm like...
I hate Emmett.
And I think she mentioned that she was like, oh, yeah, that's something in one of my hometowns. So I'm sitting here thinking...
This is an Emmettite.
This is a witch from Emmett, Idaho, right? Who's part of has obviously worked in some type of apple orchard, right? Like poison apples, right?
Right.
And she's casting a spell on me.
As she's cutting your hair.
As she's cutting my hair. Right? But I left there.
But you enjoyed it. You still enjoyed it. You stayed.
Yeah, I don't know what she did. I was just hoping it was like a good spell, right? Yeah. Like I don't know what it was. But anyways, I left there feeling a little different, right?
You carry that obsidian in your pocket, right? That I gave you?
Yeah. So the only thing that would shock me would be like if I went back to that Great Clips and there was no record of her ever working there. Yeah. I would go, probably wouldn't work. Like, so what happened to the lady that looked kind of like a modern day witch? What happened to her? And they'd be like, oh... There hasn't been a woman that's worked here in like 30 years. Like, crap. I did get a spell casted on me.
So Joey Belinsky with the No More Vacations, Dane. And we've got 3 pages of comments, so people have been filling it up. Great job.
G. Davis says, I was waiting on Anthony's review before watching Agatha, and I agree. The Thunderbolts looks intriguing. G, it looks good, dude.
It's good.
Some of those action sequences look pretty killer already, and I kind of like where they're going with just that general direction of like, you got these like people who don't really have a purpose, right? And they're trying to find purpose. And I like that. I dig it. Next up, Great Dane Film says, right, I have so much to talk about, but of course I was gone for 2 weeks and that stuff was actually going down. And now that I'm back, I get hit with sickness and that removes my ability to talk. Sorry, Dane. We hope you get better, man. Fish oils. And then maybe go see that witch at Great Clips. She might
get your haircut at Great.
She might be able to talk about Emmett, Idaho, apples, and red wine.
Cure you, yeah.
And maybe that might cure you. Exodus FX says, I recently I can't freaking talk. The witch cast a spell on me. I recently had a wash bucket with a Gamma Seal tip over and leak in our trunk while driving. The lid was screwed tight but still leaked. Is there any maintenance you recommend to keep the seal good? Yeah, so you can take off that rubber seal. Clean it really good. Clean it with an APC, whatever it is. Yeah. You can soak it in some warm water just to kind of soften it up and kind of, thicken it up. And then you can take just a little bit of like a silicone spray or anything with a kind of silicone in it and just do like a quick little wipe around of it. It'll kind of help fluff it up and, it's like a little bit of Botox for that. Then you're going to put the seal back on and call it good. And hopefully it holds up next time.
Yeah. And they ask, could you toss it for a new lid? You could if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you want. I mean,
Han says, did you look at your phone, Levi? I did. And he sent us some pictures of his studio. So we've got that one.
Ooh, that looks good.
The new flooring in there, so if people want to see it.
Yeah, looks sweet.
Zoom in there at all. Anybody?
I think they can see it from there, probably.
And then the next picture is of his front office.
Ooh, looks good.
There, the got the shelf with the Volkswagen
show
bus
them,
kind of thing.
Show them,
that looks pretty sweet. If you can see again.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, there we go. Not too bad.
Yeah.
And then the shelving.
Ooh, look, it's like a storefront.
It's like a rainbow of products there. So very nice, Hans. And then the toilet. I wanted to show you that.
That's a good looking toilet.
If you come over.
See, here's the thing about the Netherlands. Why is the bowl so small?
Right. So that's the toilet there.
Like, see how small though. See how small. That's like the size.
Here, I'll zoom in there for you guys. So,
dude, that bowl size is smaller than that of like a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
No, it's like half that size.
And it's elevated. It's like attached to the wall.
I know, but I don't feel comfortable fitting everything I got into that bowl.
Yeah, I understand. That can be kind of quite daunting.
Well, no, I'm saying everything's not fitting, so there's going to be something's being sacrificed.
So last night,
in the front or the rear.
So last night I did have to plunge the toilet.
Yeah.
Augie got up about 12:30 at night to use the bathroom, but he had clogged it previously, then double-deckered the clog.
Yeah.
Didn't tell us that it was clogged. Then flushed the toilet, and all of a sudden it overflowed.
Oh.
Last night, and so he was trying to stop it.
Yeah.
And I had to go plunge an overflowing toilet at 12:30 in the morning. It was fun.
My wife broke the what's that called, the back of the top of the toilet, the top plate. So she broke it, and she
glued it back together.
Glued it back together, nice. Dude. It looks horrible. It looks like this giant scar in the toilet. Yeah. I didn't know what the heck it was, and I asked her, "What happened?" And she goes, "Oh, it broke." How?
Dropped it.
She's like, I don't know. She didn't even take it off. I think she just ran in, something ran into it. I'm like, how does that even, whatever. But
speaking of toilets, G. Davis, Dane being under the weather after a European jaunt reminds me of when he destroyed the Italian ecosystem after being explosively ill in a train bathroom.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it all the train stations throwing up?
No, he shut down half the train stations in Italy.
He did. Frozink, are there any spooky sales coming up?
There
yes.
is.
The best way to find out is sign up for the newsletter. Go to theragcompany.com.
Yep.
Sign up right there and be ready to rock and roll when the stuff drops. And here's a great one from Hans. Will there be a new Halloween shirt? Yes.
Yes.
You'll just have to wait and see what it is, but yes. The Halloween shirt is one of our biggest sellers and our most popular shirts, so please get ready. The best way to do it is to make sure you sign up for the newsletter. You guys should have received a video that we, an email today, if you are signed up, that showed that we were doing the products and stuff on the intern's car. So if you didn't get that email, it means you're not signed up or you don't have it set up in your notifications. So make sure that you get that so you can be ready for when that time comes. I saw Nate working on it the other day. It's pretty great. Great Danes, y'all need to take your time on these comments and riff on them a bit to fill the time. Okay, Dane, we know how to do the show, bud. Neil White, Dane should bring back the pile of magnets for the OG cabinets. He still has them.
Yeah, he does.
And then Matt, Rag Company EU commercial at the self-service car wash was fantastic.
That's a great one. We love that. I think it's so much. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I hope they make another one. I want us a part 2 of that. Jeff C says, have you ever thought of doing a blind rinseless test between the different versions, you carry and perhaps some you don't? It might require some setup and control, but it'd be fun to see how you rank them. Jeff, we've thought about this before. It is the logistics behind getting everything put together, because you have to think, right? If we take into account of a pre-spray, different buckets, different wash medias. If we do all the same wash medias, even sponges and all that, the car, the control, whatever it is, would have to be the same for everything, right? And I think eventually we're going to run out of real estate space on what we can test and what's going to have crossover there. I mean, in terms of cross contamination. So yeah, it's tough, right? The best way to do it would be 5 hoods all painted at the same time, all have the same protection on them, all have endured the same.
It's more of a process most people think of.
If you want to do it right, it has to be a proper process. And anything that's not done to that extent, right, you're kind of just, I don't know, you're splitting hairs at that point with what you might perceive as the differences. But I know what you're asking for. If we can think of a way to do it correctly, that would be a blind test. That would be completely fair across the board with no, sacrifices. Then that might be a good one. Yeah.
Then Dane says, man, I should have gotten magnets while I was there, Neil. Instead, I just managed to get a hold of some lederhosen and a motorized chicken hat. Yeah, I almost bought some too while I was at the airport.
Dane, do you have a shirt that says, I went abroad and all I got was some lederhosen and a motorized chicken hat? Says that in text across the whole shirt. I'm really hoping you brought something.
G. Davis.
Do you guys get the heads up beforehand on new product drops at SEMA?
Yes, to some companies. We do have to. Some companies require us to sign an NDA beforehand. Other ones you can see, Automechanica is kind of like a precursor to SEMA. So Automechanica, they launched and released some stuff that we did on the Rag Company Europe page.
Yeah.
So Dylan is working currently on a video for Rag Company Europe of some of the brands at SEMA. And so KCX had a bunch of stuff. Yep. Optimum had a bunch of stuff. IK had some stuff. We were able to check out some of the new Color Lock logoing. So there's some things that were out and about. We got to see like some of the prototypes from Liquid Elements. We got to see the Flex tools, some of that stuff. So that was really cool to see beforehand. But yeah, we did do a brand partner meeting with all the brands to talk about it, mostly so we could help coordinate launches of stuff. Mm-hmm. So the answer to the question, yes. Jeff C. Or would you be able to guess which ones they are? Can you say what brands are releasing products in the coming months? No, we cannot. Yeah. So sorry, boys.
Neil White
says,
a
weird noise on the wall there.
Great Dane. Not sure if you're into beer, but Costco has their annual German beer case for sale. Not cheap, but there's some great beers inside. Dane is like, he'll drink beer, but I don't think like he's a big beer lover. I mean, I'm sure he'll chime in, but he's a bigger fan of like if there was like a whiskey sour, like taster or whatever it is, he'd probably be all about that as long as there was a egg white.
Yeah, were you hearing that? Someone was drilling a hole or scraping a hole or
no, I'm pretty
doing a gravestone etching is what I think it was. I think
it might have been the witch from Great Clips.
Yeah, he's just trying to scratch.
Moving on.
Humberto says they can reprint your receipt. Exodus says those Boise Costco employees are ruthless.
They'll get you.
They are, FX.
They'll get you. They'll chase you down.
David, you can use Rip and Rags to wipe coatings, or are pearls a big advantage? So you can use both. Pearls were designed for coatings. That's what they're for. So
pearls are, you're going to have a much better experience with any type of pearl towel, including the Rip and Rag XL, with removing a coating, or leveling a coating, I should say.
Neil White with the David, those pearls are great for coating wipe off. I've been curious about Rip and Rags for coatings because they're similar to pearls. They are pearls, and that's why we use them. The Ultra XLs are great for that. Then G. Davis, Levi, you were spot on about Beetlejuice 2. The nostalgia reminded me of a time before failed marriages and unruly stepkids. The youthful and optimistic G. Davis of 1988 would have loved it also.
So worth seeing them?
Very worth seeing. Fun.
Really? Fun?
Fun, exciting, great. I thought it was perfect.
Okay.
I loved the way they dealt with certain situations. I loved the way they changed it. Yeah. I liked everything. I thought it was a perfect second sequel to a movie.
Really?
For that length of time to be.
You think they'll ever do like another like? You think they'll do like a Goonies 2?
I don't know. It'd be fun if
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it'd be great with
like
everybody.
A revisit of that if it was like actually as good as like the first one, right?
Yeah,
like
it'd be fun to bring the whole crew back. It'd be good. Joey saying, when people ask me about my shirts, I always respond with, I'm actually the future Grand Ambassador of the Year 2024 for them.
That's funny.
Let me tell you more. That's a great way that's a perfect answer.
Joey, that's a great answer. I do appreciate that.
And then Han says he's currently wearing the TRC King's Day shirt. That's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one.
And then David, I know I feel sorry for the throwaway great towels. Yep. And then Dane, man, I miss Wash Wednesdays, but at least my logo lives on with people like Hans wearing the shirts.
Yep.
And then Dane says bacon steak, trademark. And then I saved one that I didn't have much coating on it, washed it, and used it for other purposes now. I hate throwing away good rags. That's perfect use. And then Hans, will there be Wash Wednesday videos again? I really like that. Even a mini horse was on that. Freaking funny.
Fun fact: I'm currently in the works, and I'll just say it because I don't think there's anything wrong with it. There's this guy on TikTok. He's called the Trash Man. Or Dud, I think it's Duh Trash Man.
The Trash Man.
The Trash Man. He's this guy who like eats whole heads of lettuce, like a whole head of lettuce
for fun
next to his trash truck. So he's a Boise trash truck driver. So he works for the waste management here, and on his lunch breaks, he's known for getting whole heads of lettuce, taking bites out of them, and making these like salads. So he'll put like dressing and like bacon bits on them, and then just eats a whole head of lettuce, right? And that's like his lunch every day, right? So it's called a trash salad is what he's calling it. And it's just hilarious because he like tosses things up into his trash can. Anyways, he's got like 1 million followers on TikTok. Seems like a really cool guy. Seems really funny. Local to Boise. Also happens to be a car guy, right? He has a Veloster like T, like a Veloster Turbo that he just loves. And he tries to incorporate it into his content, but like people don't follow him for that. They follow him for
Eating lettuce.
Him eating lettuce, right?
And throwing trash.
Trash
man.
I reached out to him and I said, hey, should we like kick off a Wash Wednesday where me and you, we eat a whole head of lettuce, right? Yeah. Share a head of lettuce together, however that works, with some of your favorite dressings or however you like to pair this together. And then maybe we wash your car because you're into that.
Yeah.
And I think it would be fun.
I think it'd be great. It's a good way to bring back a little bit of Wash Wednesday.
Yeah, but do it in a weird way. So anyways, the trash man is what we're shooting for.
Great clips are great. When you need a mohawk, take a little off equals a bad time. Eric Joseph is calling.
Yeah.
He's calling me back. Let me answer and we'll just put him on here.
Okay.
Eric, you are live on Thursday Q&A.
Well, I have a few questions to ask.
Okay, go for it. You got Anthony and I here.
Yeah.
Oh, are we actually live on a Q&A?
You are live
literally
on the
live
Thursday Q&A.
in front of like a lot of people, so just be mindful.
I have a formal question for everybody.
Okay.
And I think it has to do with what we started talking about, which we're nowhere near done. So, with that said, God help everybody.
I don't know if I want to have this conversation live on the air.
No, you do. So I just, from the viewers, right? From the viewers, and maybe a little bit of all day, what makes them want to try a new product or a new brand?
Oh, what makes your listeners want to try a new product or a new brand?
Dude, I'm like, I don't know where Eric's going with this, man.
It is deeply seated and borderline sadistic, but I'm very curious.
What would make you want to try a new brand?
What would make me want to try a new brand? I think what would make me want to try a new brand would probably be what my first impression would be visually, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously if I see something that I'm visually drawn to,
you're intrigued by it.
And I'm intrigued by it, that's usually going to get me in the door, right? Okay. And then from there, it's going to be, what does the branding look like? What is the company, how does the vibe of the company feel and look?
Yeah.
And then from there, I'd probably try to do some more research to find, does action of this product exist? Are people using it? Is there any reviews? Is there anything like that? But that's what's going to get me into the door. But then finding out if something just happens to smell good, perform good, or just generally just gets me excited about using it, then I'm sold.
Okay. I see that. I usually what gets me is when I hear that they're doing something different than anybody else.
Yeah.
It's chemically, usually. It's usually the chemistry of it.
You also like people with accents.
I do like accents.
You do. It gets you in the door, right?
Yeah.
Just like there's something about it.
Learn more about your product.
Yeah, there's something about an accent from across the pond that Levi just goes, oh, foreign.
That is how I do it. How about you?
So I agree with all of that. I think, as always, all day laid it out in only the way he can. Now, unfortunately, I'm going into a little bit of a dead zone with this hurricane. So you may lose me, so I apologize in advance.
Okay.
Well, we hope you batten down the hatches.
Of course. I mean, I think I'm going to have, like, the tropical storm.
Okay.
So my second question is, why do we always have to find the next best thing? Like,
it's a great question.
I don't have a lot of products over the last 15 years that, like, I still go to or need.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. You don't have to do anything. Yeah. Right?
We don't.
You don't have to do anything. But I think it's if you're at this stage in life where you're enjoying this and you're liking this, right? Then you're going to want to do a deeper dive into it. But if you've been through this stage before, right? And let's just say you've found a process that works for you, then you may feel like you're not needing to fill those holes or those buckets or those wants or needs because you're finding those things are being met in other areas. Like, didn't you start getting into pottery, Eric? So, like, you may not want to go try new detailing products because you're wanting to try new pottery products.
Yeah, or maybe you're into JDM Hondas.
Right? Yeah, maybe you have
into Honda products.
Maybe you have an Integra project.
Real clay feels better in the fingers than detailing clay.
Real clay feels better than detailing clay. That's true.
Yeah, when you put your one finger into it, it just feels nicer. Yeah. 2 fingers feels better.
It's far more satisfying.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just leaving Auto Mechanica with my friends, and like going to such a big show, I always come back and I like search for like the truth.
Yeah.
And I go in like this wild, weird downward spiral of trying to figure something out that we may not have to figure out.
Yep, exactly.
I like that, Eric. That's a great question. We do have to get back to some other questions here,
we'll
but
call you after the show.
We'll call you after.
Get 30 minutes.
You guys, you have a great live.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
See ya.
Wow.
Wise words from Eric Joseph.
Such a gem.
He is a gem. He's a gem. Just never know where he's going with something because he's just so brutally honest, and I'm just like, waiting.
Neil White with great clips are great when you need a mohawk. Take a little off the top equals a bad time. Then Hans closing with to David to Hans. Which spray to clean that pony? Any coating you'd suggest? Haha. Laughing face. Hans says he remembers the lifted Volvo. That was a good episode.
Yeah.
Dane says, heck yeah, that rattle trap was legit terrifying. Hans says, yep. And then Dane says, we need more people. We need people to go back and rediscover those episodes.
Yeah,
Hans says, we need more of those. And then Alkaline Trio popping in saying, Anthony, I have a killer hair conditioner that you might like the scent of. They use hand-harvested botanicals.
That sounds interesting. Yeah. That sounds interesting. I'm open to it.
David asking if Dane enjoyed the European beers. G. Davis. Great Clips also has Anthony down for multiple hot glute towels and small talk reference the couple from Larry Miller Honda.
Crap.
Yep. And then Hans with all that foaming action with Foaming Morgan.
Okay.
And then Great Danes. It's quite nice, David. I'm a big fan of Rattlers. Those were nice when it was getting really hot in the big tents. And then Exodus, some people pay extra for a haircut like that.
Yeah.
Nathan, sounds like you went to Freaky Clips.
Dude, I'm telling you guys, I think you would just, if you would have seen my facial expressions as like my face was getting like rubbed with her nails, like it was a weird feeling. Anyways, I'm pretty sure again, I got a spell cast on me. Alkaline Trio says, I'm having a hard time getting my BBS wheel fully clean. They're same as Dane's Miata. Any recommendations on getting into the nooks? I use a curveball or a green bristle brush currently. Honestly, dude, I really like the Ultra Wheel Wilmot for exactly that kind of wheel spoke and pattern. And then getting it really into the nooks and crannies because of where those spokes meet the edge of the outer barrel and how it kind of creates this little, like finger divot. You got to have coated wheels, man. Yeah. Coated wheels and getting the coating and getting it into all those nooks and crannies is what's going to make your life much easier.
And the next is saying, luckily Anthony keeps that Shug Knight on him at all times. And then G. Davis with that which hairdresser also works part-time at the Pita Pit in Emmett.
Dude, she might, man. She was telling me about her boyfriend. Like, she had, like, when, like, somebody starts talking about, like their boyfriend, like, yeah, my boyfriend, he just lost his job and, starts going off on these things. And, you don't really know what to say. Because, they have their own problems, but they're kind of bringing them to you, and that's how we got on the topic of wine and apples and all this stuff. And I just don't know. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. I'm not good at, hearing that type of information and, lending advice. But that's where it went. Great Dane says, funny enough, apart from trips for events like this or when going out to dinner with guests or family, I really don't drink at all anymore. My home is essentially alcohol-free.
Sorry, I pushed the button too fast.
Well, good, Dane.
But good for you, Dane. White Mazda 3. I recently just finished a full paint correction and ceramic coating on an Australia Ford FGX Falcon XR8. Took me 3 days. Lol, sorry, no pics. Congratulations, White Maz. That's pretty awesome. David says he's already curing myself with red wine just in case some me time after renovation works at my new bought house. Congratulations.
Nice. Congrats, man.
And kudos, Dane, for not drinking as much as you used to. That's awesome. David, the people we went to Oktoberfest with talked about how security works there, and it's crazy efficient. Not sure how the empty glass thing, but definitely learned how people get ejected. Mm-hmm. And then, did you see any fights, says Nail? Fights between drunk people are very funny.
They don't really fight Oktoberfest. Everybody's pretty happy there, I think, for the most part.
David says German security doesn't mess around. Apparently, many people there think the lawn is a great sleeping mattress. Yep. And then, what's your favorite architect style business that you've visited? Great Danes. Then Dane, then his buddies rocked up to defend him, styling his hair like a scene out of Grease. What the hell? Did we miss something? Did we lose a page where Dane talks about something?
No, I think he's just going off.
Yeah, he's just talking about stuff. He literally was saying his house was alcohol free, and then that. So, then Neil White saying to Dane, Neil, when trying to leave the tent bathroom, I saw British Chav hold up a line of 10 people to the sink because he wanted to style his hair.
Oh, that's what it was.
All right, that's maybe the way it was. Not the first time Dane wore a shirt that said, I want a broad. Neil White, Dane, styling one's hair is very important.
Oh, man.
And then they eventually tried to fight anyone who wanted to wash their hands. Lol.
How was... but I remember when I went there, that was right when... I think it was right when like Dior Sauvage was really getting like its most popular. Like it was like its peak of popularity, right? You know, all the commercials with what's his name, Johnny Depp were coming out and all that, and so like Sauvage was like the scent of the year in 2019 when I was there for Oktoberfest, and I just remember walking into those bathrooms, right, and just smelled like sausage, beer, and Dior Sauvage, right?
That's why we call Sauvage sausage.
Dior sausage. Joey Belinsky says, egg white whiskey sour sounds great right now. Joey, you and Dane would get along quite well. And then David Boy says, Anthony, what are the two mixtures of KCX products that make up Coconut Earth? Thanks in advance. David, it's not KCX products at all. It's Stjarnaglas products. It is Stjarnaglas Mata and it is Snow. You mix those two together.
Both.
You get the Coconut Earth scent, and it is magical. But you have to yell Coconut Earth every time you foam the vehicle. That's just the rule.
Yeah. Oh, and Samuels with a bit hello from your Southern fans. Please wish us luck surviving Hurricane Helene.
Yes.
Atlanta in the center
safe.
path of the storm. If we don't make it, great knowing you guys.
Owen,
good luck, Owen.
Owen, you're gonna make it out of there alive.
Yep.
I already know you will, and you're gonna make it out alive to be able to start building that dream garage, or if not, that dream detailing cart that you're in the works of.
Yep.
Speaking of which, if I can almost guarantee you that if a hurricane was passing by and you all had purchased a Viper detailing cart, you can just hide in the second shelf of that detailing cart.
Totally.
And you'll survive.
Yeah.
I swear to you, dude. I think those carts could absolutely survive a hurricane.
Yeah. Dane says, David, it's a kind of a cop-out because I was absolutely blown away by the architecture of the Louvre in person. Just incredible on so many levels. Second favorite, probably the BMW Welt and Museum in Munich. There you go.
Museum's awesome.
Joey with a Goonies 2 was announced.
What?
And Neil White said, I can't wait for Edward Scissorhands 2.
Are you guys messing with us?
No, I think they're talking about it. And then David says, those are amazing indeed. G. Davis with, I hope Tim Burton does another Edward Scissorhands. Dane says, I would absolutely love to trash Man and Wash Wednesday.
Yep.
And then Mike finally used Force the other day. Wow, does it work well? Did they sell that concentrated? It is concentrated, but yes, overseas they do make a Forced X.
Forced X is what it's called, and it's even more concentrated, but Forced on its own, geez, yeah. Stuff's powerful, dude. It's good stuff.
And then, David, what's the cause of the €3 difference between the Pearl Sponge and the No Soak Sponge, since they are almost the same? The No Soak has a barrier in it. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. It costs more to make. It's got a barrier. So the product, when you use it for coatings, it only sits on the towel surface, not the actual sponge. Yeah. Dane, I can't wait to hear what Eric says. Dude's a wild card. Hans, Eric, man, the reason would be... Does it look good? Does it perform great? That's a good answer there, Hans. Mm-hmm. Then Calvin, what are your thoughts on using clay pads on a machine polisher versus doing by hand with a clay towel on a heavy oxidized vehicle? Well, really, if it's heavily oxidized, you're not really going to remove a lot with the clay pad.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
really matter. If anything, you're just going to be kind of like messing up the clay regardless. I mean, yeah. Joey Blinsky says the appearance of a brand and honesty are really big. Honesty are really big for me with a new brand. Don't blow smoke up my butt. Agreed. But yeah, I mean, you just have to think in general. People, you're gonna judge a book by its cover more often than not, right? Yeah. That's at least how.
It's the first thing you're gonna look at.
there's gonna be plenty of brands out there that maybe aren't as visually appealing and whatnot, but a lot of those brands may never sell people to get them into the door, to even get them to be talked about in the first place, right? And if they're not talked about, and if they're not something that other people can recommend often, then they may never gain enough wings or gain enough feet to actually start making moves. That's why, oftentimes, branding and just that visual aspect of something, especially in something detailing related, can be important. But with that said, I'm not saying that that's everything. Obviously, you want an effective and performance-oriented product, but it's just where we're at today in today's detailing market. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you take a good-looking product that maybe has good branding, that has good maybe marketing or just good educational stuff around it, right? It's got good information. It's got everything laid out versus a bottle that has a sticker on it that just says, I can't even say like a generic name because I'm pretty sure they're all taken. We'll call it Paint System 5.
That is a product line.
Is it a product? Crap, right? But if there's Paint System 5 and it's just like a sticker with like Times New Roman font on it in just bold, and maybe the label's like orange and like green, and it's only like a 1x1 square, and the rest of the bottle is just a generic bottle. Chances are, and a lot of people are going to be like, "Yeah, I'm going to bet all my money on that." Yeah. It doesn't instill as much confidence.
Yeah. I passed it. It's Aaron saying if it's nothing like what other brands offer, along with good dilution and price. Yeah. Yeah. Then Joey Blinsky with a Who's All Day. Mm-hmm. And oh dang, Neil White says he's in the hurricane's path. And then Hans says Eric ate a few stroopwafels a while ago.
He did.
And then G Davis, I appreciate unrealistic hype and collabs with influencers I don't care for. And Joey Belinsky with a 2-finger gang. Neil White, there are a few brands I'm loyal to. Apple, Honda, Acura, and TRC are a few. Thank you, Neil.
Those are great. That. Those are great brands, Neil. Those are great brands. And they all are reliable. I love that. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you.
David Boyce, seeing the new being used in real time, like the IK Pro E Foamer being displayed at TRC. How much longer, SEMA, buddy?
SEMA. And you guys got a very far ahead look at that.
Yeah, that was a surprise for even us. Could you read that?
I can't.
G. Davis, from the back. When you put one finger in, it feels nicer, says Anthony at the Boise Bovine Insemination Conference in 2005. This is why we tune in, folks, for that kind of good humor right there.
Crap.
The second hour, G. Davis knocking out of the park. JFC, I do like trying new products that fit my style of detailing or that challenge it. If a new product is being talked about by people I follow, I like to try it for myself to see if it's actually good. There you go. That's a good reason. David, I own 3 Acuras and a new iPhone 16 in the blue color. Neil White saying, or Neil John, evening everyone, hope you're all well. Good luck, Neil. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
David Boy saying, oh yeah, what are your 3 Acuras? And then Jeff, I'm kind of a contrarian and I don't buy into hype unless it also works for me. There you go. And then David, white silver 2005 RL. And 2 TL Type S's, white diamond pearl and kinetic blue pearl. Nice. Those are great cars. And then Neil, oh man, I love that. I love the TL Type S. I've been on the lookout for one for a while. Been on a couple on bad. I currently drive an Acura Sport Wagon. Will never part ways with it. And then Great Dane Films, Dior sausage was everywhere then, but this year I went rocking with the Mont Blanc presents.
Did you? Dane, you dog. The Mont Blanc present. That's a
good one. That's fancy.
Dane does not own Mont Blanc presents, so he actually had to go out of his way to go and get that. Yeah. And Dane,
I wonder if he got it at the airport.
For that, I am proud of you, Dane.
Probably walked around.
There's nothing that gets me going like finding people that want to go out and find their scents. Right? Levi Gates, big fan of Paco Rabanne 1 Million.
That is one of my favorites.
You love 1 Million. It's sweet. It's sexy. It's just something that it makes people happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should have got some before I went to Automechanica. Bring that scent back to the folks. Yeah. And then G. Davis, Luke Berge endorses Dior sausage at local farmers markets. And then Nathan, what makes Coach Kimmy Topstar worth using? Currently using PNS Swift. So Topstar is the finish, Nathan. It's really good. I really like it.
Probably one of the better ones out there.
It gets me as close to Interior Finisher by Wowo's. It's that vibe. That's how it feels to me. It's the closest I can get to it. Say that.
It's honestly, man. It's top star. It's just easy to use. It's got UV inhibitors in there. It's going to give you that
Smells
new
good.
OEM matte appearance. It smells nice. It's pleasant. Doesn't stain anything. It doesn't streak or smear. It's just a killer product, really. Next up, we've got Great Danes. That says, I personally concern myself with whether a product works first, but then my opinion on the product brand is tempered by how obnoxious I find the people who bring them up in YouTube comment sections. That's actually a fair point, Dane. I'll give you that.
It's not scientific, but I can't think of a time it's really done me wrong.
There you go. I like that.
I mean, Dane watches plane wrecks before he flies on a plane to make sure that he knows what plane he's flying
or
on.
when he's building IKEA furniture.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
He has devastating
says that in the background.
Devastating,
How many people
life-changing
died.
accidents behind him.
Yeah.
Which car spray scents that TRC sells do you both love the most? I think the Stekeda from
I need more of
Sterna
that.
Gloss smells amazing. I like that smell. I think Fresh Up always smells really good. The Essence line from PNS, it's not that they don't smell good. They do smell good. I think I'm just used to the scents, and I've been used to them for so many years that they don't get me as excited as much anymore, I guess you could say. Does that make sense? Does it make sense?
Yeah, that sense.
But yeah, we don't really actually have a whole lot of scents here at the Rag Company in terms of things that we sell, but we do have a couple air freshener options from Koch Chemi as well that smell really good.
Yeah, PNS has some too.
Some hanging ones, yeah.
Yeah. Spencer, congratulations on the baby, by the way.
Oh, yeah, nice.
New dad Spencer saying, which car spray set... hey guys, what's the best towel to put under car seat bases? Wanting something better than the crappy Target plastic thing. For a car seat base. So there's some that are made that are a thicker, more durable, almost... I had one that was foam, had grippy rubber, had foam, and then had a big heavy-duty vinyl leather that went over the top of it.
Yeah.
And so that way it allowed to help distribute pressure points for car seats. So because you push down quite a bit to keep that seat in. Yep. And so I wanted something to kind of take the edge. And then what I would do also is underneath the seat of the kid seat, I would usually find that crappy rubber and I would put that under the edges too. So I'd have more of a non-slip surface, but I'd have rubber, then the vinyl, the harder vinyl, leather, and then foam, and then a grippy rubber, and then the leather seat. That way it never left an impression. Put it that way when I pulled the seats and on the car. So try those. But congratulations, buddy, on the baby. And then Top Star versus PNS Natural Finish. Top Star is a totally different category. It's an interior only product where natural finish can be used on the exterior as well. Spencer, also Anthony, I think your voice is soothing enough that it's putting my 5-day newborn
That's not true.
to sleep.
Voice has never been considered soothing, not by any stretch of the imagination.
But yeah, congratulations, Spencer, on the new baby. G. Davis, thanks, boys. A lot of fun today. G, we love you, brother. Thank you for
making it fun, man. We appreciate you.
Yep. Tamara, I just bought bottle number 2 of Stekeda.
Nice.
At a girl. And then Randall Gerlander, can you use Koch Chemi Green Star in a foam cannon as pre-wash, or do you need multi-star active foam for that? No, you can. Yeah. You can do Green Star like that. And then Alkaline saying, to be honest, I just trust you guys to vet products and buy directly from you to maximize my support. I have yet to be disappointed. Thanks,
you.
man.
Thank
Dan,
you,
we
Dan.
appreciate it.
Appreciate that. I hope it stays that way for the rest of time. Always. Next up.
That's it.
Okay, I think that's a perfect place to end it,
Dane
though.
with a little heart.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Dane. Thank you, Dan.
Guys, what a great week. What a great end to a Friday Eve.
We made it almost to the last 5 minutes. That's pretty great.
Heck yeah, we did. And so thanks to you guys for chiming in with your questions and obviously keeping things alive and very entertaining here. Now, next week, we'll hopefully have Dane back here in the hot seat, and we'll be able to ask him all about his German endeavors as well as his trip to the John Wick's steps. Was it John Wick 4, like the steps or something? He said something about the steps.
Yeah, he did the whole steps from John Wick 4. He did the entire routine.
Yeah, the cartwheels and stuff.
All the cartwheels, the fighting, the pretending to shoot. He brought his own plastic guns.
Nuts.
He had some plastic knives. They were from the hotel breakfast, but he had them so he could have some things to toss and throw. But Corey filmed it. Yeah. Corey walked backwards up the steps and then back down so that he could get those full 360-degree shots.
It was a whole thing.
So impressive. So I'm hoping we're going to watch that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, happy to have Dane back. But for the rest of you, stay tuned. A lot of exciting stuff happening in the month of October. It's just going to get better and bigger and greater from
October's going to be a big month for us.
We're really looking forward to it. So as always, if you guys enjoyed this, please make sure to give us a big thumbs up and just hit that like button down there below there. Subscribe for future Q&A goodness, because we know you don't want to miss this. And have a fantastic rest of your week and have a good weekend. We'll see you later.
See ya. Have fun, guys.